Now we're going to cover the procedure for recording the length of a silent period. The silent period is a nociceptive response to the teeth coming together, to the teeth hitting together, that causes the muscles, typically temporalis and masseters, to shut down. Now the way that we record this is to simply go into the record mode, and we use the clench preset button. And as you're recording data, you instruct the patient to relax their jaw and then snap their teeth into a solid clench. So you have the patient come together, snap their teeth together, and hold that tight for a second or two. And in this particular trace, you can see that we had the patient snap into a clench 5 different times. We can see clench 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now to review this and to measure the silent periods that occur, or the time where the muscle shuts down in here in response to the teeth hitting, we're going to go to the review mode and zoom this trace. Now with our cursor at its current width of 1 second, we can see the silent period right here in the zoom view. See how the muscle begins to fire to close the jaw, and then when the teeth hit, you can see the muscle shuts off briefly all the way through here. Now it's difficult to measure with this cursor being so wide because we're looking at a whole second of data. What we'd like to do is to be able to zoom in on this little area. The way that we do that is here in the sweep view. Simply hit F5, and you notice it made our vertical cursor 2 seconds wide. Hitting F5 one more time will make it much more narrow. Here it is only 12/10 of a second wide, or 12/100 I should say, of a second wide. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this vertical cursor and slide it to the right by left clicking on the cursor, and you can see the muscles begin firing to close the jaw. And as I move this over to the right, you can see right there the muscle shut off. That means the teeth hit right here, and the nociceptive response shut off the temporalis and masseters for a short period of time. Now to measure the length of this silent period, which some research indicates may have some ability to aid in a clinician's diagnosis of the health of muscles and interferences, things like that. All that you do is right click on the beginning of the silent period and left click where the muscle begins to fire again. Blowing this up full screen, you can see that the measurement is 19 milliseconds. And again, the procedure is simply right clicking on the beginning of the trace, or beginning of the silent period, and left clicking where the muscles begin to fire again. Now to give a little bit better explanation of how exactly, or how this silent period occurs in relationship to the nociceptive response, I took a trace with the joint vibration analysis headset plugged in to the channels for the SCM muscle and turned off the digastrics. So what I have here is a 10-second trace of myself clenching solidly throughout and tapping on my chin as I'm in a full clench to simulate the nociceptive response of the teeth snapping together. So I'll shrink my cursor down to the smaller size by hitting F5, and if I move it right over that area where we see these little vibration marks from my knuckles tapping on my chin, we can see them down here in the zoom view. Immediately you see the nociceptive silent period here. So what we can do is go through at each one of these tooth contacts and see that that silent period does indeed occur because I'm tapping on the chin. And again, right click at the beginning, left click at the end, and we get the measurement here in milliseconds for length of the silent period. If you or your clinician would like to receive the information that BioResearch has on file on silent periods and the research that's been done regarding them and their impact or their indications for patient health, feel free to give BioResearch a call at 800-251-2315, and you can learn all you want to know about silent periods.